Hi, and you know what? Welcome and welcome and welcome back, guys. I got this meal recipe off of Facebook. Let's go ahead and get started. Okay, guys, and to make my, I'm a rebel when it comes to following recipes. What I decided to do is just pinch off of it, and this is not ground beef. This is Jimmy Dean sausage, and so I'm using one turkey, and that's just Jenny O, ground turkey, and then this, which is this, and then I'm going to use a spicy ground Jimmy Dean to give it different flavors as you bite into it. You're not just on one flavor, you're tasting this, and that. But anyway, yeah, you just go ahead and quickly put that in there. You can ground it because that's what I've seen on the recipe. But that ain't what we're going to do. I know it sounds easier, and it probably is, but we're not doing that way. We're kind of chunky, chunk. All right, so we'll be on back after we let this rest. Okay, so now, guys, what I'm doing is just cutting up my cabbage. Not extra fine or anything like that, but this is 2 heads of cabbage. Take this and just kind of chop it down. And I have some already chopped, so let's go over here and add it because we need it to cook down a little bit. And then after it cooks down, we're going with the next level. Let's go ahead and get that done. I'm hot, y'all. Now, what I'm wanting to show you guys is how the meat is like chunky, pieces, but it's not balls. Now, at this point, I'm going to add my first head of cabbage. As we can see, it looks like nothing because it doesn't cook down to nothing. So after I add in the cabbage, I'm going to go ahead and season this layer. Okay, guys, so now what I'm going to do is add probably a good 1.5 teaspoons of chicken bouillon because we want to season the layers. Cabbage is not that easy to season, so anyway, we want some onion powder. We want more onion powder than garlic. And speaking of garlic, we're going to do some garlic salt. We don't need a lot of it because we need a regular salt. There wasn't a lot in there anyway. And then we're going to add some minced onion, which has a different flavor than onion powder does. And then we're going to add some coarse kosher salt. And here's about how much. 3/4 teaspoon. And then we got to season the next layer. So leave room to be able to season. And next we have black pepper. And we do kind of want to be a little generous. Okay, with it. IMO, which means in my opinion. I was going to say, by the way, guys, we have started out cooking at about 6, but now we're going down to like 3. Because we don't want it cooking too fast. And so then anyway, we're going to go ahead and add some sugar in there. We're going to just pinch the sugar up. And that's a 1/2 teaspoon of sugar. Believe me, it gives a nice hint of sweet but salty with pepper. When you add your sugar to your cabbage, it's not gonna like overwhelm it with sweetness. Well, now we're gonna go ahead and mix this up since it has cooked down some. And then what I did brown my meat in because I needed more oil than what will come out of the meat is olive oil and some butter. Because it's good to have butter in your cabbage. And then you need some moisture in there. You want no dry cabbage or anything like that. And we'll grab the lid and we'll place it on. And we're still at a relatively low temperature at 3. And then now what we're going to do is go ahead and begin to finish cutting the other cabbage. And then we're going to add it. And then we're going to season it and just let it cook down. So let's go ahead and do that, and then we'll be back. Okay, so now This stuff done cooked down. I gave it like a stir or something, just to make sure that the seasonings was, you know, just kind of gonna be in there. And so now I'm going to do my other head of cabbage. As we can see, this is nothing. How it wilted down. And we'll let this wilt down for our next level. This is one of those dishes that I like more onion and garlic, but we still have to utilize our garlic. And that's about at least a teaspoon, 0.5. Then we're going to add pepper. Once again, we're going to do a lot. Liberal. We're going to do salt, and we're not going to be easy. We're going to be kind of generous on that because we're going to need that flavor in there. Okay, so we're going to now add some onion powder. And like I said, this is one of those recipes that calls for more onion than garlic. So anyway, we're going to do 2 teaspoons, or we have done 2 teaspoons of it. And so cabbage produces its own water, guys, and that's why, if you're wondering, that's why I didn't have to add any liquid to this. So now we're going to go down, and we're going to be at about 3. Once again, temperature level 3. Oh, we forgot a little pinch of sugar, guys. Let me grab a little pinch of sugar because the balance that it gives it is intense. It's like a semi-sweet, but peppery and so. Just try the recipe. That's the only thing I can say. It's going to be bomb. So now let's go ahead and cover it up and let it steam down before we check flavor. Okay, so now our temperature, we're going to raise it to 6. And we're going to go ahead and make sure that we thoroughly as possible mix up our mixture, our sausage, and do that. Okay, and we're going to cook without the lid on because I want it to cook out the juice. See that juice? I don't really want any juice in there. Not like that. And so anyway, we're just going to give it a nice stir-fry, bottom to the top. Now, what we're going to do for some, color, and pretty color, of course, I want to add some carrots. I don't have no problem with carrots, and I like cooking with carrots. Okay, I do. But they're going to need to cook down too, so that's why we had to make sure that they're about where it's ready to add, because cabbage cooks differently. And we see by this being shredded carrots, that is not going to take too long for it to soften out. And I'm going to go ahead and cover this because I want the steam to keep kind of cooking the cabbage. We're just about done. And that's pretty much it. We're going to add some soy sauce, but the thing is, we're not going to go nuts on the soy sauce because 1, it has sodium. 2, it's like a flair that it'll add, but I don't want it to taste like, basically like Chinese food, like on that level. Okay, so we got that on. I like to add a little teriyaki based and glazed. I just figure like this is finna taste good. And then we're just going to go ahead and give this a nice little stirry poo. I just go ahead and cook it uncovered. I'm going to start at 10 minutes and I'll come back and check it, okay? Okay, so we're back in full effect. I would say the meal took about 45 minutes to probably an hour because I'm the type of cook, like I will cook my sausage separate than, of course, my cabbage because I don't want contamination as one. But needless to say, guys, one of my kids already got their plate and they told me, oh, that's really bomb. Well, they didn't say that, but they was like, oh, it's delicious, like that. So anyway, let's let my baby girl Tatiana go ahead and be the final decision so she could split a tie. One sec. All right, so let's go ahead and get some of this. We got some chunky meat, and this is how I like my cabbage. I don't like it too soft or too firm. I just like it where it has some kind of texture to it. And of course, the meat ain't gonna hurt. Oh my gosh, I can't wait for it to taste. So that's what it looked like and that's what it do. Let's get her in. Okay, now we have Tati and she's going to bite it. And like I said, I wanted to keep the meat more chunky so that when I just go to the bottom or something. And even if it did, you can mix it. Where's her Sazy? No, I gotta trust her.
It's really good.
What do you taste like a little hint of sweet and then the seasoning like salt or? Oh, you do? Okay, what stands out most to you? Do you like the texture? That's kind of how I like mine. So what's the things that stand out to you in the recipe, like favorite things or take it away?
I think honestly, I could taste the sweetness of it. It tastes really good. And then I also like the texture because I don't like my stuff like super fine because I don't know, that bothers me a little bit, but I like the texture of this a lot.
What about the salt of it? Is the right?
Yeah, right around salt.
All right, and the meat, you know, that sausage is not ground beef. So what do you think then?
I like that a lot. I like
it better.
I feel like that is way better than ground beef.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
You're welcome.
Say bye. Tell them bye. Okay, bye. Well, anyway, thank you guys for watching. Thank you for support. I done did sit up here and been through heck and back like everybody else. So I'm not here to make excuses, but I am just here to say thank you guys. God bless. And I missed you so much. Enjoy your day.